And so without further ado, let's go back to the Zoom machine and say hello to the pride of Iceland. There he is, Gunnar Nelson, rocking a Friends sweater. I didn't expect that. Are you a big Friends fan?
Yeah, I am, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I love Friends.
Who is your favorite character?
Well, I go back and forth. Chandler was my first favorite, but then, I mean, Ross is just, he's ridiculous, isn't he?
What about the of the women? Like, which was your favorite? Everyone had a favorite, right?
Yeah, same, kind of go back and forth. I've watched it so many times. So
wow.
I go back and forth.
Were you a Seinfeld
It's kind
fan?
of something I put on when nothing is going on. The kids are just running around, or you're taking it easy, or taking a nap on the couch. You just stick Friends on it. It's just background noise.
You know, I appreciate what you're saying, and I understand what you're saying. I didn't peg you for a Friends fan, so this is a nice little surprise. Seinfeld as well? Do you like Seinfeld?
Never seen it, no.
What? You've watched every Friends episode multiple times? You've never seen Seinfeld?
No.
Come on.
Never seen. I know it is, but I never seen it.
You have Netflix over there in Iceland? Yes, right?
Good Netflix?
You have Netflix in Iceland, right?
Yeah, we have Netflix. Yeah.
You need to watch Seinfeld. It's on Netflix now. You got to sit back and watch Seinfeld. Trust me on this, Gunnar. Okay?
Yeah. I might check it out.
All right, fair enough. Well, good to see you, my friend. It's been a while. Let me ask this very simple question right off the bat. Why haven't we seen you fight in over 2 years?
Well, COVID is one of the reasons, but really the main reason was I had a really bad injury that took a long time to recover from, and but I'm good now.
Okay,
I'm back and I'm ready. I had a rib injury. I had actually 2 rib injuries back to back, and I don't know if you've had a rib injury yourself, but they are horrible.
Yeah,
it takes such a long time, and can be so crippling, and they're just terrible, you know. It was at the top here, so the top ribs, so it affects the shoulder, affects the breathing, affects everything.
Multiple rib injuries.
I had a couple, 2. So on each side, actually separate injuries, but
okay,
yeah.
And you sustained the injuries via training?
Sorry, just with time and training and rehab, stuff, and yeah.
How do you feel now?
Great.
Okay.
Feel good, really good.
Because it was actually around a year ago. I remember when Conor was fighting in January, John Kavanagh was doing some interviews, and he was like, "Hey, I have a message from Gunny and his father, Holly, saying like he's ready to return. Like there are articles about this from January, but you never returned. So were you ready back then and then got injured again?"
Yes.
Oh my gosh, that must have been Did you have something?
Happened. That's why I said it was. So it was 2 injuries. One of them was an injury that I had like a while ago, actually, just before the Burns fight. So I went into that fight, fought that fight. Afterwards, I recovered. Then later, I got probably even worse injury here on the other side, my rib. And yeah, fuck it. It was, you've probably seen the video of me in the mountain rolling.
Yes. I was going to ask you about that.
This is where it happened, actually.
Come on.
I haven't even spoken to him about it. I don't think he knows, but I think this is the first time I've spoken about it, that it happened there. But yeah, it was a bit, it was fun. I enjoyed it, but I wanted to get an armbar from the bottom. It was my mission, because obviously it's a hard thing against somebody like him, and he knows a little bit, so he knows how to use his weight a bit, and he's 160 kilos of pure muscle. So when I catch him with an armbar from the top, but I'm thinking I want to get it from the bottom, and so as I tried to do that in the second round or something, he collapses on top of me, and I could just feel a pop, like a nasty pop, and very shortly after, and I mean like seconds after, I could just feel it all swelling up. But something in me was like, I'm not gonna say anything now.
Right.
I'm gonna try to finish this round, and I'll just get it over with, and so, and then it happens again where I get curled up like this, and he puts all his weight. And at this stage, I'm just having real problems with like my arm and like breathing and stuff. And I'm just thinking, yeah, I just have to wait for him to show his neck, and we can get this over with, because it's too late to stop now and say I hurt myself or something. It was, yeah, like I said, it was a really fun thing, but it was probably stupid because he's 160 kilos. Um, as well as I probably should have stopped when it happened, thinking back, because maybe I did some additional damage. I don't know. But, it's hard to stop when you're in it.
Right.
And, like, not that we were going crazy, but it was just,
Now, for those that don't know, 160 kilos is around 352 pounds. How much do you think you weighed on that day?
I'm 85, somewhere
Wow.
around there.
Jeez.
I haven't really changed much.
So he's pretty much double your size. He's a mountain of a man, quite literally. This is the mountain man from Game of Thrones, very famous guy. I've seen the clip. We just showed a bit of it. I was just going to ask you because I thought it was just some fun thing. Why did you even do this? Like, how did this all come about?
Well, we know each other a little bit, so we've been talking about it to have a little wrestle and just videotape it and just have fun, And to be honest, I always thought like it's a little bit risky, but yeah, sure, just a bit of fun, really. And then we did a little thing around it where he had that boxing fight coming up, which got put back a little bit with Eddie Hall, and so we did a little thing where he was asking me about some certain things, if I could show him some tips and stuff. It was just like a fun video for YouTube. Just a fun thing.
Yeah.
Really.
And when was that? Do you remember? Was it like May, April?
I can't remember. I just remember that when it happened, it's a while ago. When it happened, I had been like healthy for a short time.
Oh,
and I was like, okay, this is, I'm feeling great now. Let's get it on. It had been like back and forth with the COVID thing. Everything was closed. You couldn't go anywhere. I couldn't train with anybody or except just here at home and stuff. And then things were kind of opening up a little bit, and boom.
Man.
But it is what it is.
And you never said anything.
We're healthy now.
Never said a thing?
We're healthy now.
You didn't even tell him? You were able to hide it?
Yeah. No, I didn't say a thing. I think my dad maybe met him and he told him something about it. I haven't said anything. It is what it is. It was not his fault or anything.
Sure.
It was just it just happened, He wasn't going spasty or anything. He's just 160 kilos.
Yeah.
He was just trying to do his best there, and he was not being a spaz at all. It was just.
And what was it, collarbone?
No, rib
up here.
Just by the collarbone,
Gotcha.
and some muscle that torn and that connects the collarbone and the rib, and yeah. I don't even know how to explain everything, but it's the top two ribs mainly, and how they connection into the sternum, and then some muscle here that had to kind of recover or grow back or whatever.
And for something like that, can you even do rehab, or you just have to wait for it to heal itself?
You can do something. First, you're very limited, and you have to be very careful for a long time, because there's always times when I have these injuries where I'm sure most athletes know what I'm talking about, when you feel good and you get quite eager, and then you think, because it's been a while since you've done something live, and like rolling or wrestling or sparring or whatever, and then you get a little bit into it, and then you get a little backlash on it. It's, and then you're in a bad way for maybe a week or something, and you realize maybe it was a little bit too far. I have to be careful, and so that always happens once or twice, but nothing major. but it just takes such a long time to
Yeah.
heal. So you're able to move, and the main thing was to be able to wrestle again. That was the hardest part. I was actually able to strike a little bit and stuff, but rolling and wrestling and was really difficult because there was so many positions where my arm and stuff I couldn't go. I would just literally had to tap if I got caught in a certain way. That wasn't like a submission or anything. It was just like,
Also hard with the kids, right? Can't pick them up and all that stuff.
Yeah, well, I have another arm for that.
That's true. That's a good point. By the way, how many times did you tap him?
2 times, maybe.
2 times.
Yeah, 2 times. Because the second time I went for this, and then it got fucked, and then I had to survive for a little bit, and like trying to decide what I was gonna do, and I decided like just I'll wait for his neck.
He didn't tap you though, right?
No.
Nah, come on, that's crazy. So now you're good. You're healthy. You're ready to go.
Now.
You're hoping to fight in 2022.
Yes.
Okay. Do you have a fight?
We've been talking. I've been hearing about London.
Yeah. March 19th.
In March.
Yeah.
It sounds perfect. There's been some talking and stuff, and that time sounds perfect, and I'm ready to fight. And you know me, I'll fight anybody.
Yeah.
In London, so.
Okay, so March 19th, that's what I'm hearing. It feels like it's going to be a big card because they haven't been in London for quite some time. What, did I say something?
Oh, I just, sometimes you kind of break and I'm focusing on.
Oh, sorry, yeah. March 19th, I'm hearing a lot of big names, a lot of European fighters, British fighters on that card. Now, John Kavanagh also recently said, hey, how about Gunnar versus Khamzat Chimaev? And everyone started losing their mind. Wow, Gunnar hasn't fought in 2+ years. Khamzat's on a roll. He's a beast. What do you make of this idea? Do you like this idea?
Yeah, you know, I'll fight anybody.
Wow.
So if he wants to fight me, then let's do it.
Have you watched this guy?
Yeah, of course. Of course.
Are you impressed?
Great fighter. Yeah, he's very good.
So, no, I mean, there's not a lot of people raising their hand to fight him right now.
No?
I mean, he's on a roll.
Yeah, I can understand. I would definitely have thought he would have fought somebody in the top 5 or 10 or whatever. I don't really follow the rankings too well, but if he wants to fight me in London, then of course I'll be honored to share the cage with him.
Do you have a preference? Like, yeah, I know you're not the type to call people out, whatever, but like in your mind, perfect scenario.
Well, we've talked about this before. The only man I really want to fight is Ponzinibbio.
Right.
That's the man I want to fight. But other than that, I don't care. Anybody. Doesn't matter. Like I said, it's been a while. I know I'll fight anybody. I just want to get in there and fight.
For those that may not remember, you have fought Ponzinibbio, but it was controversial because you were poked in the eye, right? That's why you want to fight him.
Yeah, it was a nasty thing he did, and when I watched it all back, and I mean, everybody saw it at the time, and you could see that it was purposely done, and he did it multiple times.
Wow, you think he did it? You still believe he did it on purpose?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't think so after. I knew he poked me, and like I was seeing double and all, but I didn't think, I didn't know. But when I saw the tape and see how many times he done it, it was pretty clear. And I'm on the fence, and he's already hit me with a good shot after the first or something, and then he goes again into my eye with his thumb, and dude, what the hell? I mean, you've seen the tapes.
I saw the tapes, the pictures.
Yeah, well, it sure looks like it's intentional, and yeah.
If you're trying to do something like that intentionally, whatever you're wearing wouldn't really curtail it. But I'm just wondering, we have seen some gnarly eye pokes, especially recently. Do you want to see them change the gloves? Again, if you're doing it on purpose, as long as the fingers are free, you could do it whatever you want to do. But there's always this talk about changing the gloves, making them a little more rounded, using these different,
Yeah.
what do you think of
I
that?
think it'd be a good idea because there's definitely guys that like do it unintentionally.
Yeah.
Because the glove, they're just kind of finding space or backing away or. Um. So in those cases, for sure, that maybe if that helped, then yes, of course. Uh, that's not I think I've put some gloves on that were like that, and it feels nice as well. It's not nice when you have to like force your hand closed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure.
How much did you miss it? The comp 2.5 years, long stretch. And by the time you come back, it's going to be even longer, right? If it's in March. How much did you miss the competition, everything that goes into the fight camp, the build-up, the event, all that stuff?
It's always a big part of me, the competition, and because I'm a craftsman and I love spending time in the gym. I love coaching. I've been doing a lot of that lately and all this stuff. But it when you go in there and you test all this stuff and you it's like that's where it's real. Then you really figure out where you stand, where the stuff that you've been doing, how it works, and it just changed even from a hard spar and to this. It's just so real,
Mm-hmm.
and that's this sport. It's so real. That's what I love about it.
The division is interesting. Kamaru Usman, what do you think of him, the champion in your weight class? He's been on a roll since you have been gone. You watch him, you impressed by
Yeah,
him?
yeah. I've watched him. Yeah, he's very good, very good. It looks like he's improved a lot. His striking is a lot better than it was, and um, he's excellent cardio. Really good at pacing himself, and slowly, like, seems to be his game is to wear people out a little bit, slowly break them, and he's done a good job of that. He's a good champion.
Seems like we're moving in the direction of your old foe, Leon Edwards, fighting him again for the belt. Do you think Leon can beat him?
Yeah, I would love to see that. Leon is somebody who's improved a lot since they last fought, which I believe is like years ago.
Yeah,
Like
14.
5?
14 or 15. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So that'd be a very interesting fight. And it's strange to see Leon. He's been on a roll as well, and it doesn't seem to get the recognition that he deserves, to be honest.
Yeah.
He's a great fighter, and like, yeah, it's strange to see somebody he's on a crazy winning streak. And I don't know what the story is, if people don't want to fight him or if he's not accepting certain fights either, or what the story is. But just it's weird that he hasn't got a title shot yet.
Because I think a lot of people didn't know about your injury. Like you said, you didn't talk publicly about it. But for the last couple of Conor fights, I would always get questions like, why isn't Gunnar with Conor? Why isn't he training with Conor? Was it because of the injuries that you weren't there, part of those camps?
Yeah. I think which camp? Like the last one?
The Poirier one in the summer.
Yeah, I've been like I said, this has been the longest consecutive injury like season for me. It's just like horrible and then you just get back and you're like, okay, I'm feeling good now, and then it happens again. It's part of it, and I'm sure. I mean, I know there are some other fighters that dealt with consecutive like injuries like that again and again and again, and it's not nice.
No,
It's not
it is.
nice.
Do you worry that you'll never get back to 100%?
No, like being 100% is something that you never are anyway. Like I've said this when I go into a fight, like people are like, yeah, I'm not feeling like there's something like, there's not many times I go into a fight and I'm 100%. There's always something. And I mean, you can make up excuses that you were like a little bit like this and that. If you decide to go in there and fight, then you think you're ready to fight, and that's what I did against Burns. I was not 100%, but I was ready to fight, and I went in there and I fought. I didn't know. Like guys have that all the time, and when they win, you don't hear anything about it. But sometimes when they lose, you'll hear something about it. You know what I mean? But 100% is something that rarely happens when you train every day, all day for 15 years or whatever. You know, you're always something, but it's more of a feel than anything. And sure, I feel 100%.
Life in Iceland now with COVID and everything, is it easier to train? I was talking to a fighter in Europe, different part of Europe yesterday, and he was telling me that it's locked down again. You can't go. What's it like for you guys in Iceland right now?
There was another wave recently, and I'm to be honest with you, I don't follow it all as much as I used to because it just seems to happen again, and again, and again, and again, and so I just follow the rules that they set, and I put on a mask when I'm supposed to have a mask, and you know what I mean.
Yeah. But can you train at your gym?
If I am to quarantine, then I do.
Right. You can train at your gym though, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that is good.
Yeah, it's not been closed for a while now because we had a few big closes, like where the gym nobody was allowed there, and it was that was bad. But it hasn't been. It's been open for a while.
What about
but traveling? It's hard, and to get guys over to train, and like all the traveling has just been very, very difficult, and it's hard for everybody. And so yeah, that's kind of the main thing.
What about the sheep's head? Have we had sheep's head recently?
We've had sheep's head, yeah. Recently, like a couple of months, maybe.
Okay, nice.
Still tastes the same. It's beautiful.
Yeah. I don't know how you like see it on your plate and continue to want to eat it. It's just the actual like head there. It throws me off.
Yes. Yeah, I can understand that, but when you're used to it, you're used to it. If you try it, you might actually like it.
Yeah, maybe.
The tongue is delicious.
You put anything on that, or is it just, you season it or what?
Salt. Mostly. I mean, you can season it, but it doesn't need much. It's pretty fatty as well. Gives a lot of flavor.
I saw a picture recently, Gunnar. I mean, you have you have 2 children, right?
Yes.
Halloween recently, your poor daughter. I mean, you're wearing a very scary outfit, Gunnar. How old is your youngest?
She is 2.
She's 2. This picture here. We're showing the picture here of you wearing a very scary clown outfit. You can't see it, but the public can see it. That's your daughter that you're holding, right?
Yeah, I think I know. She's crying?
Yes, she's crying. Why would you do that to her?
Yes. That's actually from a year ago.
A year ago, wow.
I don't post much on Instagram.
Well, why did you do this to your daughter who was even younger then? She was 1.
She was 1, yes. And the funny thing is that it's her birthday. Her birthday is on Halloween.
Oh my, wow. That's actually even more cruel. Why did you do that to her?
Well, I didn't know how she was going to react, and it was Halloween, and it was, but we tried to take one picture. She wasn't having it. Well, I guess we got that snap in, but then I passed her over to her mother's arms.
It's kind of a terrifying clown outfit.
And I took down the clown. The clown only came up for the picture.
Okay.
Because otherwise he was freaking out.
Yeah, I can understand. It's very scary. People are afraid of clowns. All right, so we've covered a lot here. You're feeling good finally. We're going to have a word with the mountain. I mean, it was very reckless what he did. I'm not very happy about it, if I'm being honest. I'm sure your father was thrilled about the whole situation as well. But you're good now, so what's done is done. You're a big Friends fan. We learned that today, which was a bit out of the blue, and you're going to work on Seinfeld.
Yes, that'll be the next thing.
You're great with the singing. We haven't had any Justin Bieber, any music videos.
Any videos from the gym? Yeah, that's true. We were gonna do one, and then like a while back, but then another COVID closing and like we had a date set and everything to shoot and to do it.
Ah.
And then
What was the song?
well, I think we're still gonna do it. So,
Okay. It would be great if it's the "I'll be there for you when the rain starts." You know, it would be fitting.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun. If you recreate the whole thing, oh my God, I just came up with a great idea. The whole thing with the chair, the sofa in front of the waterfall, like you and the guys on the team, the umbrella.
Yeah.
On the house.
A lot of great ideas.
Okay.
Here's one.
Doesn't sound like you're so into it. It's okay. If you use it, though, on the house, great to talk to you, Gunnar. I'm very happy to hear that you're okay, and I hope that we see you March 19th in London. How about Gunnar Nelson versus Khamzat Chimaev? Sign me up. I'm in.
Yes, sir.
It would be nice. All right. All the best to you, Gunnar. Thank you for doing this, and all the best to your family. Happy holidays as well.
Thanks very much.
All right.
Likewise.
Talk to you soon. There he is, the one and only Gunnar Nelson, the pride of Iceland.